Good morning and welcome to day 2. And so today is all about our knees. Healthy knees, we know, are crucial for stability and preventing injury. So today I'm going to be taking you through some exercises designed to improve flexibility, strength and stability in your knees. There are various number of exercises. Some of them that you may feel uncomfortable with. Traditionally, some people are uncomfortable with squats, but essentially they are training the muscles around the knee, and that's what we need to enable stability. So if the squats are a challenge, choose more repetitions of the other exercises until such time as the knees can accept a good strong challenge, because then you can build up the single squat and more strength then to build and enable you to do all of the things that you want to do, moving and rushing around. So let's start with a general warm-up. We're going to start with a standing warm-up. We're going to work through the whole body, get the blood pumping around the body, not necessarily bringing the heart rate right up, but generally feeling energized. Okay, let's roll the shoulders and change direction. Draw the chin in towards the chest and just hang. Walk the hands and flap them around. Just cross them over. Feel release of those shoulders, and then feel the blood draining down towards your fingertips, and then roll back up. Okay, just take the hands to the shoulders and rotate. Little bit of a rotation exercise, and then fingertips to your ears and tip. So we're mindful here how we're standing, keeping the rib cage stacked above the hips. Then we're going to take the hands down and just a gentle rotation to the side, just passing over down towards the knee and come back up. Now roll all the way down. Roll all the way back up. We've got one more like this. Breathe. Inhale here. Exhale as you roll down. Look through your legs. Inhale. Exhale. Send the tailbone down to the floor and roll back up. Take the arms out wide and rotate. And return. One more each side. Keep the hips facing forward, and then taking one arm up and one arm down. Over you go. Again, keeping those hips over the knees, so we're not pushing them out to one side. And one more to the other side. And let's take the feet out wide. Soften the knees, keep them soft, don't lock them out, and rotate and roll down to the outside of the foot and roll back up and to the other side. So this quick, simple warm-up just gets you a little energized and warmed through your body. Breath, very essential to our moves. One more. Come up to the center. Okay, let's focus a little bit on centering ourselves. Spread your toes, spread your feet, and feel the sensitivity of the feedback through your feet up into your leg. Stabilize through one leg and just bring your heel up behind you. So we just want a little gentle heel kick, squeeze and squeeze. So you can work this on the side of the kitchen counter, or actually use a pole, back of the chair, anything really that's just going to enable you to keep your knee pointing down to the floor, and you'll be working these muscles here at the back of the thigh, lengthening through the front of the thigh, and that's what's creating the action. Let's go with the other leg. So we pull up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Remembering that the supporting leg isn't locked out. And two, and one more. Okay, so that's just warmed up backs of the thighs. We've stabilized using the front of the thighs. We're now going to work with, admittedly, we're having to use the muscles around the hip, but here we're going to work with the lower limb and circling it round. So we're moving around the knee joint. So your options here can be on a ball or on a chair. So sitting on the edge of the chair with your back straight, and you can be working with 90 degrees from the hip to the knee, and then circle one. Just moving around in that knee, change direction. Just loosening the joint, create the circle. So don't be too vigorous that it's whiplashing around. We want to keep the movement smooth. Use the muscles to create the move, and then change direction. So that's mobilized the knees, it's woken them up, we've got the blood pumping through. We're going to come down to the mats now. We're coming back. We'll be using the ball or a chair a little later on. But let's find the mat if the ball will stay where it's supposed to go. It's not going to behave itself. That will now. Let's come down onto your back. So here we'll be working through the knees where it's not loaded at all. We're going to find that neutral alignment, and we're going to bring the leg up and just simply take the leg out. So reaching it out at this angle, which can opening and closing at the knee. Yes, we'll be working the hip muscles as well a little bit, which we discovered yesterday, but the primary focus is the muscle around the knee. As you take the leg out, feel these thigh muscles working, and now try it with a flexed ankle. And the other secondary muscles come into play while you're pressing the leg away. Feel the thigh predominantly, feel the hamstring secondary, feel the calf muscle secondary, feel the muscles at the shin secondary. Let's take the other leg up and point for 6. 1, 2, opening and closing at the knee. Reach, opening, and you should feel the muscles in the legs working now. Let's flex the ankle out, press, and imagine that you're pushing something away, and it take your target a little bit more to the hamstrings, but predominantly this is for your quads, so those muscles supporting your knee at the front of the leg, and they wrap around to behind your knee and create the action. 2, and last one. Okay. Back to the first leg. That should be feeling as though that muscle has been working. We take the leg up to the ceiling. So we try and hold that position, and keeping everything nice and still, we're just going to bend and open and close at the knee. Similar action, except this is extending more at the back of the leg. And we should feel that thigh muscle pull up. And 3, and 2, and 1. So we probably can go to 20 repetitions. 1, 2. Again, I've got my ankle flexed, and I'm squeezing up. Reaching, opening at the knee, feel the thighs pull up, extend and squeeze, push, 3, 2, 1, and down. Let's come over onto our front now, where we would be working with a similar action. So we've got two options. We can be in a position with the hands and the upper body relaxed, legs long and parallel, or we can be up on our elbows, but be sure the abdominals are switched on. Your choice of challenge. If you want to work with your upper body too, while working with your focused on your knees, we can work here. So drawing the tummy button up towards your spine, making sure that your back is supported, or you're lying prone on your front. So we bring the knee, keeping the knee down, keep pressing the hip bones down, and squeeze the heel up to your base and take it down. So we work alternate legs. The temptation is to lift the butt, keep it pushed down, so we're not hinging into the lower back. So we can squeeze 1, 2, and then lengthen back down. And notice the ankle action here. I know we're working with ankles and feet tomorrow, but it's hard to find a separate exercise that only works with one element. So we're working with the whole body, but with different primary focuses. Squeeze 1, 2. And again, we can work with about 20 of those. So we can be lying here, squeeze 1. Again, keeping the hip bones down, not letting the bottom rise. Squeeze, keeping the thigh down on the mat. As you lengthen through the quads and challenge the hamstrings. Again, those vital muscles supporting your knees. Working through the full range as much as you can of the action of your knee. So full range of motion and down. Then we press up, come back into horse stance. So from here we're stabilizing through the back. Pull the shoulders back and send the leg out. We're going to lift the leg and then bend the knee, squeeze 1 and then open, squeeze, then open, squeeze. So this is more challenging because we haven't got connection with the mat. We're working the buttock muscle too, also working nicely through core strength. Opening and closing at that knee. And then let's go with the other leg. Bring it in. Set. Send the leg out long. Feel the thigh pull up so you've got stability of that long leg. Then you can get your long line. Then you can bend the knee and squeeze 1 point. Send it out. So try and keep the leg lifted. The knee will want to drop. Try and avoid dropping it down here. We want to try and keep that long line. Squeeze. So you can get that full extension through the leg. And about 12 of those working with your core. So you can pick out the exercises that are most effective for you, that are also perhaps giving you some other benefits too. And bring it down, bring it in, and come off your wrists. Let's come onto the ball again now. So those knee curls were working through primary hamstrings. We're now going to be working primary quads. But I also want to mention that although these seem fairly straightforward, if we're working them with control and stability, we're working really quite intrinsically, quite deep. So if you're on the chair, nicely upright, connect into your abdominals, stabilize, and extend the leg forward and bring it back in. It's a kick action, but it's done with control rather than just throwing the ankle forward. And you could, in time, just put a little weight over the ankle to increase the lever weight as you extend the leg forward. So from the side angle, we're working 90 degrees, out 1, pull up on the side 2, squeeze 3. So that would be your leg action while seated, and that's a great exercise to do while you're whiling away the time in front of the telly. But be sure to be upright rather than slouched. The spine needs to be aligned and we need to be centered. Out, squeeze 1, 2, 3. So again, you can do about 20 of these, 10 as a block, the rest, and then 10 as another block. Let's go now to those squats. Now, as a little tip, if you're struggling with the knees and with the squat, use some blocks to raise your heel and balance on your toes. It's like wearing a pair of high heels, except it's more stable. So we want our alignment again. So we're just going to take the bottom back, press back, keep the alignment of your knees in line with your toes. So we don't want them sending out, we don't want them turning in. We want to push down and press through your glute muscles to press back up, down. So start baby ones, halfway down, and then push back up. Now, if you're finding that the blocks are helping, keep up with the blocks, keep that going. If you find that you don't need the blocks, find your hip distance by taking the feet together, turn them out, and there's your hip distance. Again, we can work with the squat at different angles. Just want to make sure that that back stays flat, straight, chest is lifted, and the bottom gets pushed back. Find the mobility in your knees. You will also be flexing through the ankles, sending the knees forward but lifting the chest. So we want to feel the feet flat. We want to engage with all the toes as well as the heel. Press down. And it's fine to come a little deeper. That will depend on your mobility through your lower back, and come back up. Find your position and develop a full range of motion through the knees. Find the angles so you can really work those knees, not just 90 degrees more if you can. Now, options: wide leg, squat. The knees will go out, so they change the angle that they're working at, but essentially the hips have changed. We're applying a different kind of pressure, perhaps to the inner thigh and the outer thigh around the outside of the knee. And again, you can be up on the block with the heels right risen. Try it without. So those are the various exercises that you can do to strengthen your knees. Build up, work with them mix them up, change them around, but always do a little warm up for your joints before you start. I hope you enjoyed that. Well done. They will help you build stability, these exercises, and in time the knees will get used to moving through the ranges that you need if they're a bit stiff, and still work to make sure that they still keep working through. So stay with me. Tomorrow we're going to work with ankle and foot mobility, and have a great day. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.